Known. Uh, just thinking here about all right. Have you ever like been in a house with someone and then you go to you run to the bathroom to go in the bathroom and like someone's in there and you accidentally open the door and you quickly go like this and then you shut the door like look, you know what I'm saying, out of cultural like respect. You know what I'm saying? You don't go, "Oh, hi." And then you don't do no shit like that, right? It's so it's like sometimes uh perhaps maybe you happen to be you catch an eavesdrop or an ear hustle, or you happen to accidentally overhear someone like look mumbling to themselves, and it's just like, and they're really uh like putting off negative energy. Same thing, say you're in a public place and you hear two fellow co-workers talking about you. uh that's a kind of a, it's a freaking poison, you know what I'm saying, and bridling the tongue, that should be one of your characteristics as as someone who is supposed to adhere to the principles from the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you do these type of things often, it's not if you just do them here and there out of accident or like habit, but if you practice in them, like look, like in other words, if they're ingrained, if it's like the back of your hand, like you need to recognize your indoctrination, your self indoctrination in a way, and draw yourself back out of it by not ever by recognizing that you do it, you're prone to it, you've made a habit of it. It brings people down, it tears people down, it infects other people with whatever the murmuring and the mumbling, grumbling is, or even the gossip and slander that people talk. All those energies that are in the way, the message, the communication, the energy, the harmonics of it, the frequencies. uh there's this documentary called The Mystery of Water, or Water, the Great Mystery, about how water holds memory, and your emotional thought energy that goes out is imprinted in the water. So human bodies are 4/5 water, blood's 4/5 water. So if it happens in inanimate water, well, not inanimate, because water doesn't, it's weird, but it's in us, but it's out there and it's in other things too. You know what I'm saying? All at the same time. So it's kind of a strange substance. But they could freeze it and look at the molecules, and that would uh that would uh have a different molecular structure according to what type of emotion and energy vibration pattern that it just was under. So in other words, like negative emotion had a tendency to rot the water, or like some of the greatest appreciation, the energy of feeling appreciation kind of has the opposite effect, where the water actually starts to turn into like wine in a way. But not quite, but it's like that. But it's still, it ages anyway. And it's that's the same thing with that. Like, all right, see, by you taking a record, that'd be the same thing. Like if you open the bathroom door and you lingered too long and got too much of a look, like especially if it's like the opposite sex, you know what I'm saying, in a situation like that, as opposed to like your cousin was in there taking a dump, and it's still same thing. You're gonna go like that, right? So sometimes when people are being stubborn, being uh, just really deep into pride, you almost, as the same way as when you catch someone taking a dump and you go and shut the bathroom door real quick, be like, oh, and then and dip out, because you don't even want to see them absorb their energy and let that uh, linger inside of you. You know what I'm saying? because that can happen. It's like it's discouraging, and you might lose courage, lose faith if you take it too much to heart, to what you see. So it'd be better just to be like, to pretend you didn't even see that there sometimes, or I didn't just hear that right there. I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing. That was like the Exodus situation. They had these dudes just walking around them, like a dude from down the road would come down and he'd walk by people and he'd hear them all gossiping and complaining. They brought us out here to die, right? And this guy he's got a mission to see what the people are fucking saying. So he's walking around quietly, listening to all the public, the street, the streets is watching. He had to plug into the, the heartbeat of the street real quick. And there was a bunch of, there was a lot of background chatter, man, about just negative talk and suspicion and accusation and lack of appreciation. So that energy, in a way, it turns water black and makes it rot. So if you got a bunch of people just generating that frequency, force, energy, and it's contagious, and then more of it, that's kind of the spiritual state, the way the spiritual state of things are right now. Another thing, talking behind someone's back. Trust me, it's like, look, God and them hear it. God and the angels hear it, and so does the demons and the devil. And I was even reading in Ecclesiastes about, it says, be careful what you're saying. Or he's like, be careful, how you listen to your servants, lest thee hear him curse thee. You know what I'm saying? So in other words, it's like, yeah, I'm going to stay away from him because, most people, that's like, people are hostile about things and they take it out on people. And if you listen to the magazines about what they say about you, it's gonna hurt your freaking feelings. So it'd be better just to not even pay attention to what the servants say about you. Or and he also said, beware what you say, because lest a bird hear what you say and fly off and tell. So it's like, look, like literally, it's like, or like Paul says, beware how you entertain strangers. You may entertain angels unaware. So same thing. That's a similar thing. You may be in the presence of a stranger, a bird's watching, and it's really like an angel really sent it to record it all. Because like, listen, the other day these two freaking birds flew by, these like crows or ravens, and they were like, rah, rah. And then I was like, I yelled back at them, and then Ma was like, she goes, is that your friends? And I goes, man, them fucking things can remember my voice until they die. So, I mean, like, literally, birds do have a memory, like, they record fucking harmonics, man, like voices. They listen for other birds, but look, they're paying attention. If they can hear the birds and the clicks and the tweets and the squeaks and the whistles, they can definitely hear all the TVs, the rap music, the sound of the police's brakes and their high hum and their revved up, souped up engines, all that shit, and the sirens and the fucking all that propaganda going like this, talking on the news from every single person's house. I mean, it's totally different. There literally is like a psychic energy internet out here, and we download and upload to it all the time, whether we know it or not. Some, they say that there's ways that people tap into this internet and they get like, they know stuff that's going to happen before it does, and the government actually employs people to use a kind of this kind of thing there, knowing that there's a freaking like a psychic energy internet, and the demons are in there. That's their stock exchange. And I mean, like, demons can be all kinds of different places, so they can like jump through different, they can fly around like when the moon's out and show up in a different spot, stuff like that. So they're probably attacking a bunch of people all at the same time somehow, with the same like holographic projection image. So these things also are out here watching It's like the deep web. They're deep web entities that they see things from an unseen vantage point in a different, like, compression, like, tube, vacuum tube. So, and time and space, they might not be in time and space. They might be in a different kind of, like, ethereal realm that is different. So, like, they could be in there for 1,000 years. They could do 1,000 years of intelligence gathering just on you. You know what I'm saying? And hop in and out of your reality. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the Matrix, the agents, or the other weird entity type dudes in the Matrix series. Uh, in a way, that is kind of like the powers and principalities, like the Prince of Persia. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, all this stuff, like contention and strife, all comes from this kind of, like, just this spirit of just not being appreciative will lead to being angry. Then that leads to maybe resentment, hostility, animosity, and these. It's like any negative emotion the one you frequent is gonna have different, like, side effects. It's kind of like when you get a skin rash, right? It's like if it's got a different pattern on it. Well, one could be bugs, one could be plants, one could be